I'm here with Scott McLean, the President and CEO of Transition Metals. Scott, thank you for joining us today.
No, it's a pleasure to be here.
So give us an introduction to Transition Metals and more specifically the project generator model.
Sure, well, Transition Metals became public in 2011. We trade under the symbol XTM on the Venture Exchange in Toronto, and we're an explorer. We're focused in Canada. Transition Metals is a project generator, or runs a project generator business model. By that I mean we'd like to, rather than diluting on our equity in our company, the stock or the shares in our company, we like to dilute on our property interest. There we keep that, by doing that we keep our shareholders' equity very tight. The dilution is very, very tight on the equity, but we do dilute on the property interest. That sort of mitigates some of the risk that's associated with high risk investments like early stage exploration, but also gives us lots of irons in the fire to reward our shareholders with discoveries. So a traditional junior will have as a target, their vision is having a single discovery of which they own a large percentage of, and but the shareholders will have been diluted to own a very small piece of that big pie. Our vision is to be involved in numerous discoveries. We'll probably own minority interests in those discoveries, but our shareholders, you and I, will be held whole on our shares and will own a bigger piece of a number of smaller pieces of pie.
So what's your end game for these projects? You sell them off to larger companies?
Well, typically we go out and we generate projects, and then we bring in joint venture partners to earn an interest in those properties. At times we will sell 100% of those properties and hold a royalty, but generally we like to be able to retain a carried interest as far as we can before we participate. In terms of where these projects will end up at the end of the day, the vision is to have them producing mines of which our shareholders have an ownership in those mines.
So within your portfolio, how many projects do you have, and what are some of the current ones that you're working on?
Right, so we do a large bundle. We've been active for many years. We do have a large bundle of projects, all in Canada. I think at last count, we just picked up a new one, so we're at about 39 projects that we're involved in some form or fashion. We either own them outright, we have a joint venture on them, an option arrangement on them, or have shares in a company that holds them in a royalty. So there's lots of different ways we have interest in these projects. Our key projects right now are, well, there's a number of them, but the couple of key ones we've been working on lately is a brand new one we've picked up in Nova Scotia, and it's in the Cape Breton Highlands, and we call it Highland Gold. And it's widespread gold mineralisation, very similar to First Mining's Hope Brook in the same sort of geologic context, and Oceana's Hale deposit in South Carolina. It's the same sort of geological package. And this has just been an underexplored area. This property we have has seen a little bit of a mum-pop exploration, very high-grade gold mineralization. And we've just finished a till and soil samples this year, an airborne survey, and just completed a drill program which we hope to be reporting on in the next couple of weeks. Another key project for us that will get fired up in January is a new discovery we've made in the Thunder Bay area called Sunday Lake. It's a PGM project. It's a joint venture between Impala Platinum out of South Africa and our company. We have a 25% free carried interest through to feasibility. North American Palladium is currently earning into Impala's interest, and they're spending, the plan is for them to spend $4.5 million and provide $3.5 million in cash. This is an excellent new discovery in a very tough commodity space right now, but some of the intersections we're having there are like 43 meters of over 4 grams in some cases, with shorter intersections that are up over 17 grams. So we've done, we're all excited about that program starting up, and hopefully moving that program towards, from the 5 or 6 intersections that we have towards a resource in 2019. So a couple of key projects. 2 other things I'll mention quickly are we do have spin-out companies as well. One is called Canadian Gold Miner. We own a 40% interest in that company. It's a gold-focused company in the Abitibi, with Cisco Mining owning about 19% of that company. We hope to be able to drive that, raise a little bit more money in that this year and next, and drive that towards a public offering in 2019. But our SPC Metals project, which is a company, which is a Sudbury-focused energy metals company where we own 28%. is scheduled to get public here in the next few months.
Okay.
And when these companies become public, we hope to be able to return some of the capital to our shareholders by way of a share dividend.
Okay, so we'll look out for that. So, Scott, tell us why investors should really consider a project generator model, because you're essentially shouldering all of the exploration risk here, aren't you?
No, I don't think that's clear. I think what we're doing is we're shedding a lot of the risk by bringing in partners, and we mitigate that risk. It is a very high risk reward environment, and by mitigating that risk, we kind of protect our shareholders or insulate our shareholders a little bit. But one of the key things I think your investors should be thinking about is, where is the commodity markets going? We are in somewhat of a bear market right now. We haven't seen, discovery rates have been down dramatically over the last few years. Exploration budgets in terms of as an industry, we're down 50% over the last 10 years or so on. And those discoveries aren't being made. It's just a matter of time before exploration really starts firing again. The project generators are at all-time buys right now, not just ours. There's a few of us that do this model. And ours is demonstrably a good buy. In fact, if you look at the market cap of the company is worth less than just the investments that we hold in the company. So if you go and buy the stock today, you're essentially effectively buying the interest we hold in other companies' shares, and you get all of our projects, our people, our option agreements, our structure come along for free. So it's a great buy opportunity in my opinion.
And you get to be part of that joy of discovery as well. Yeah, absolutely.
We've done it before, and it's certainly more fun than Christmas, and and we look forward to doing it again soon.
Sure. Scott, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.